Okay, everybody, so this is a courtesy bow. So in case anyone doesn't know, I teach a style of Kung Fu called Wing Chun. It's named after a woman who taught her husband. When she died, he didn't have a name to call the system that she taught him, so he named it after himself. It's perfect for smaller people because you don't use force against force, you don't argue straight. If someone pushes my hand away, I let it go. They push my hand down, I let it go on top. You don't argue straight. So Wing Chun has three basic empty hand forms. The first form is called Siu Ning Tao. That means small epiphanies in your head. That's a basic loose translation. So just like you put your fingers on the keyboard for the home keys, so you remember where to go, or if you're playing a piano, you have your fingers on the right keys. That gives you a point of understanding where your hand should be in relationship to whatever you're doing. So our first form, we stand square. You don't really fight this way. But what this does is directs your mind to put your hands where they should be in relationship to your center line. So we have an imaginary line down the center of our body. We call that the center line. In the form, you want to always occupy that line, see? Like putting up a roadblock. So any attack has to go around it. It can't come straight in. So I'm going to run through the form for you. It may look really boring. I'm going to do it quickly. The form takes about half an hour to do till your legs are shaking. Okay? Okay. Okay? So what that form does is it shows you where your hand should be in front of your body. So now, we don't really fight square, we fight at an angle. So if I were in a box, my center line would face the upper left hand corner of my imaginary square, but my opponent would be out here. If I stood in this stance, this is the left side stance, my center is facing out here, but my opponent's here, okay? We never fight square on, we blade like boxers do. Boxers don't fight square on, they fight at an angle, okay? So this first part of the form is called a lao sao in Cantonese. It means like leaking hand. So can I borrow you? So hypothetically, if he stands here and I throw a punch at him and he knocks it away, I circle around, check his arm and hit. Now I suggest if you haven't trained your fists, don't do closed fist strikes. Use open hands. Open hands are more powerful than fists. Okay? So I step and I punch, he knocks my hand away, I circle around and hit. Nice and easy. So let's get a partner. We're going to try to do that drill for a while, and we'll have some of the instructors help you guys up, and fake. And then I go around.
Yeah.
Okay? When I do it, I don't stand here because the hand's going to come.
Okay.
So soon the person's going to throw another punch at you. So I can do a finger jab to his eye. He's got a choice. either not swat my hand away or get hit in the eye. And then I can run or cross. So look at it like not a committed punch. You're moving around and you just throw that hand up and you try to cycle away and go around, okay? So when I do it, notice my palm faces up as I do that. I start at the bit of my elbow, the hand that pulls back faces up. It's really important. So you grab me, and I want to get out of it. Everybody can see. If I keep my palm facing down, he's got a hook. See, I can't get out. Hold me tight. Let me get out. I can't get out of that. Then if I turn my palm up, there's a doorway here. That's the weakest part of the human grip, the thumb and the index finger. You just get out like that, right? So when he grabs me, I'm not going to do this hard. There's a pressure point. Sure. I'm going to hit the pressure point. I'm just going to tap myself. Sure. I can really hit that pressure point and pull back to get out of the grab. He grabs, I step back. Why do I step back? Because he could be grabbing ready to punch me with the other hand. Also, if you're a weaker person, the person's stronger, don't step back with the opposite leg because I'm only using the muscles in my upper back. I want to use the whole body to get out of the grab. So in the form, it just shows this. But in reality, I would do this as a distraction, flick to your eye, then do this. So this is one of our self-defense techniques. Push and then run. You don't want to have an encounter with someone. So I flick to the eye, push and run, or if I don't have any distance, if he still keeps coming, I push and run. If the person isn't coming, I just hit and then run. If you're ever in a situation where you need help, don't say help because most people are selfish, they won't help you. Say fire. That's one of the things. Or child in danger. You might be fibbing, but at least you get out of this situation, someone can come help you. Alright? So this is called a parallel grip. The same side. Opposite arms, but same side. Grab with the other hand, that's a cross arm grip. So we're going to deal with the parallel arm grip first. The person grabs you, you're going to flick, step back, and turn to run. If they come towards you, palm strike, try to hit them in the chest, take the breath for a second, boom, and then you run away. Let's try that with the partner now. The eyeball. So, your partner to help you out. So that's your eye. So, now you got something to flick on. And then you do it, okay? Okay. So what I showed you before was the parallel arm grip. Now if he grabs me cross arm, no, this is the same arm, cross arm, right? So I can do the same thing, right? But this is easier. Turn, see where his elbow is, hit, push. Now come on this side. So he grabs, I step to the side, and look at that. And that door is my opening to bring my hand out. Okay? So he grabs. The reason I step to the side because he's probably coming to bear hug you or punch you or whatever. So I move away from that hand, hit, push, and run. Now that's self-defense. Now, if you got some skills, you're not going to run. Okay? But, so watch, I step away. So watch, I'm stepping away and pushing out. So you've seen that tansao we do in the form? That spreading arm is called spreading arm. Tansao. So when he grabs, I tansao and then continue up and hit. You can continue to hit like that or push and run. Okay? Let's try that. Right? Put the mirror and hit. Now when you get more advanced, it's going to be something like this. And then arm break or whatever. But keep it simple for now.
Okay.
So step, and look at yourself in the mirror, and then hit. So step, look at yourself in the mirror, check, and hit.
I like that.
Front stance, I'm facing away from my opponent, I can still hit. But at 90 degrees, I can't reach it. So that's against Wing Chun principle. But one of our forms has us doing that. It's an emergency technique where I can't reach. So in this instance, this is an emergency. I step back because if I try to stay here, I don't know how fast he is. He can be coming back. That hand can be coming. So as he throws that punch, see, move away. Okay? I want you to practice just that simple move. And what's going to happen is, this part of your, everybody understands the concept of yin and yang, right? Okay, you ever seen this symbol, the yin yang symbol? With the circles, one white, one black, the dots are in there. So that's something from Taoism. So yang is the sun, yin is the moon. So in acupuncture, the human body parts are based on yin and yang as well. So the top part of your head is the most yang part of your body. That's where the sun hits. The most yin part of your body will be the soles of your feet, because no light gets there. The back of your body is yang, the front of your body is yin. Outside of your arms is yang, inside is yin. So the sympathetic nervous system is really close to the surface of the skin on the inside of the arm. And if you block, if you do this right, you will hurt them so bad, they won't want to punch again. So we don't want you to do that in class, so I'll do it hard. So I'm going to be here. Say there's something going on. First of all, don't put your hands up like that. Don't take a martial art pose. Just stand here, I don't want any trouble. See this guard here? This is disguised. I don't want any trouble. Keep your hand like this. So he throws the punch, I step away to get my bearings. Especially if it's a sucker punch. The further away you are from your target, the better you can see them. That's why you don't want to fight a boxer in close, because you can't see movements. Humans can't see movements, discern them up close. You can see them far away. So he throws that punch, I step away, now I can see what's going on. I got away from that other punch. I want you to just do that for a few times. So basically, you're facing here, move your glasses. But look, you stand square. I got all this target to deal with. Stand in an angle. See, turn your body a little bit, and slide off. You go that way, see? So if you ever think there's going to be some issue with someone, stand like this, try to de-escalate. Stand at an angle. If you look at YouTube videos of fights, guys are talking, they push each other. That's the first thing that happens, you lose your balance. So stand at an angle, and then step back. I want you to do that. When you step back, I want you to bring this hand up to the prayer hand position. Right here. So step back, and do that, in case the person's throwing two punches. Let's try that really slow. So he's gonna throw the ground punch. He's gonna do this. He's gonna step into another one. Another one. Just practice this. See? This is sometimes charging at you, right? It's coming in crazy person, so you want to step back a little bit and keep distance. Now, you don't want to go back too many steps, because eventually you're gonna overthrow. But just as a drill, just try to go back as far as you can. See? I'm safe here. See? So I want you to practice doing that, so watch. All it is doing this. Okay? You can push me. I'm going to try to fight you. Come on, push me. I can't use this strong. All right? Now watch. If his elbow's behind his shoulder, push me. You can't. So we use physiology. This joint's open. So if a big guy punches at me, I don't want him to be able to land and torque. I want to catch him right here where he has no power. I don't care how big you are, you have no power there. So when you do that Yusao, put your fist on my head. If you do it straight out like that, he's going to come right through, especially if he's taller. He's going to just push right through. So I throw it out here, so it's a little harder for him to push through because his arm is weaker there. So when you step back, don't do here, go out there. So I'm in a box, left-hand corner of my box, right-hand corner of my box. So that catch his arm here. So once it gets there, you have to deal with the force. Okay? Try that. Assume the person's going to throw more than one punch. He does this, I step back, and shoot, step back. So slow motion, he does this, I go underneath. Now if I'm fast enough, I may be able to catch that hand, but don't count on me. Okay? So he punches. Well, first of all, I shouldn't be doing the count. I'm standing like this. I want to fight with you. You throw the punch at me, I step back, and here. And I stop that hand, and I just step in. Let's try that. Now notice I'm going towards his eye. Please don't do that here. Just do this. And bring your hand up like that with the palm facing. Really, that would be an eye strike. So he's reaching for me. I step offline. See that? And then you get to the bottom of the face. So watch. He throws the punch. He's trying to grab me rather. treat the grab as a punch. So when he's trying to grab you, I see what I did, I moved offline. So to assist it, I move his hand away, and then do that. So I'm here, move his hand away, I slap or pop, slap hand, darting hand. See? So you slap hand, dart fingers. Slap hand, dart fingers. So he's trying to grab. As soon as I do that, I move offline. Okay? Try that one. Okay. That's good. Perfect. Try to imitate that. Just do this. Just this. It goes against your thumb. Finger jab. Move away. So he grabs this way. You go against his thumb like this. So you're doing this with your hand. Finger jab. Then see this door? Right? So I do finger jab, push, and then hit. Try it from this side. So he has my hand this way. My finger, I break his wrist, thumb, here, and then I can go that way, or I can go this way to get away from it. So basically just doing this with your wrist. If he grabs both my wrists, I can still do that, see? It's easy to get out, just do this, okay? So he grabs both my wrists. That's one of the techniques. He grabs both your wrists, you step back, kick. I say something, for women's self-defense, I say, Ron, you don't want to stand and fight something. But, you know, for me, I probably wouldn't stand there and have a party. All right, so let's try that. I step away from that other hand, right? Watch, I step away and hit. I step away and hit. I can do step back and step away. Step back and step away. But what if he doesn't let me do that? Don't let me do that. So that distraction, your shoe needs to be tied. See?
Thank you.
Okay? Remember that trick from when you're kids? So this distraction, I do this. See? Then I can do it. Okay? So let's try that. Person's gonna grab you, and then hit. These guys will help you.
Here we go. A lot of times, what I was talking about, we're dealing with self-defense, and we want to be able to stop it before it actually happens. But you don't want the person to be able to touch you. There's going to be some times when a person actually does touch you. And typical situations is people may get choked. Can I use? Yeah. Right. So imagine I was in a situation where we're talking and both his hands got around my neck. Boom. We're in a situation where some people panic. And when you panic, big arm is not going to work. So the first thing is you want to protect this area of your neck because you get choked out. So the first thing you do is turn away. Even though the person's holding you, you actually take your finger, don't hurt each other, put it right over near the soft part of your throat. Actually, choke a little bit. And then I just turn
And run away.
Tell me how did you feel? Yeah, that was not a good feeling. So, you just grab it again. Take your hand, put it right here. There's a soft part. But right now, just put it on the bone. Turn as you walk away. All right? I want you to do it. He's a big, strong guy, so I want him to feel this here. So I can feel it. Just turn.
You ain't going forward.
Right there. You got a bunch of moments to get away.
So would he have turned his neck first though, before he turned?
Simultaneously.
At the same time.
So this actually, they're helping each other. So you free that part of your neck from being choked as you extend yourself away from the opponent.
Why do you turn your neck? Because if he's grabbing your larynx, a bunch of tiny bones, they can break, you can choke on your own bones. You've got maybe 2-3 seconds. But if you turn to the side, that's called a blood choke. He's got the carotid artery, whatever here. Then you have a longer, better chance than standing here and then push against your trachea. Okay, so you just step away.
And be kind to each other.
Right to the throat.
So just for the
if
sake,
you push in the right spot, when you're doing that, you run for safety.
be very kind to each other.
Yeah, be careful. I was debating whether I should show this one. Please be careful. We want us to have a good experience. Nobody gets hurt. Okay?
The other person gets a turn anyway.
Yeah, the other one. Yeah, so that's right. Do it nice to your partner because they get a turn. And if you turn to the right, use your right hand to kind of control that arm, because if you squeeze in my neck, I want to try to get some of the pressure off by pushing into it, right? Then step back. Right there. And you do that. Everyone's, if you just try that right here, that's going to hurt. And if you do 2 fingers close together really hard, the person's going to be stunned for a few seconds. Give you a chance to get away. So, first thing is this. Take the pressure off by pushing down. If I go this way, I would go here. Take the pressure off, straight. Okay?
All right.
Turn around because that could be a suffocation. Right? So he taps me on my shoulder, I step away. And that's what I did. I raised my leg up to protect my middle gate in case he's going to kick me. So he tapped me on my shoulder, and I do this. His hand up as well. So he taps me on my shoulder, I step away, bring his hand across. Right in the way. If he taps me on my shoulder and throws a punch, the other hand, still covered. So remember, if somebody taps on your shoulder, don't just turn around, pow, the punch is going to come. So let's go face this way. So I step away and then hit. Right? If he taps me on my other shoulder, it doesn't matter. I step away and hit. So I step away to assess the situation. Okay? Let's try that. The partner taps on me. So you step away and cover the line. Don't just turn, you tap me, pow, right in the face. So you step forward, so the person behind you, I turn and cover, and come in. You have to step away first, and then turn. Get out of danger. The worst that can happen is you step too far and they can reach you, which is good. They didn't reach you, okay? Run, kick, and run.
Kick and flick.
Kick, yeah, kick, flick. All right. So it's really big, right? Flick to the eye in front. Sometimes you may have to, some people aren't going to be reasonable, and sometimes you have to take initiative, okay? So you're standing here, something's happening, just kick, flick, and run. Make sure you're accurate with that eye. You're going to be this way for a few seconds and try to go away, okay? Let's try that. Okay, so he puts me in the, you gonna do it?
Yeah.
He puts me in the headlock. So, first thing I do is I turn to the side because his radial bone can push into my trachea. So I turn to the side. I circle around and I reach over.
He's so big.
You're taller than No. I was just having fun. This guy's tall. I got a bad shoulder too. So I do this. Now, he's not going to let me circle around. So I have to pepper him. So I'm going to ring a bell. Ding. Right? That gives me, that shocks him. So I can circle around. And I'm going to reach over here and pull down. Either grab his mouth or his hair and hit his throat. Okay, so he grabs with the side. So I turn, I hit to the ground, circle around, get behind him, go here, push here, or grab by the hair. If he doesn't have hair, I can go into the eye socket, pull his head back, right? So he grabs, I hit, circle around, pull back, hit to the throat. So, see you good? So first thing I do is I'll feel that I turn. I hold to try to keep him from putting a lot of pressure on. Slap to the groin, circle around, and bring my hand through here, and I either grab his eyes or his hair, and I pull him back like this, bend his spine, and then you'll hit to the floor. Push and run. So be careful with that one. The seniors are going to come around and help you guys out. Okay? Let's try it. Okay? Like this, I circle around, right? There's no hair to grab. So, so I reach, see the eye sockets, I dig in, pull back, right? Hit to the throat. Or if you want to be really mean, you can do a fish hook. You know what that is, right? when you would actually split the jaw. It looked like, what do you call it? That Joker.
Yeah, Joker.
You can fish hook. The thing about that, you be careful, they could bite you. So I would basically do under the chin or the eye sockets. And then you hit to the throat. Okay? Be careful. So he's got me. I'm trying to step to the left. He's not going to let me. So I'm going to hit him. Hit and then work. So that shot puts his mind down there, which allows me to circle around behind him. Because if I try to struggle, he's not going to let me. He's going to be holding me tight. So I hit him. That's going to be painful. His mind went to that pain. Now I can circle behind him. Okay?
Do we have anybody?
No. So if somebody grabs your hair, they actually, you know what I mean? No. They got control of you. Look, they can move your body around, so I'm not gonna do it. I got your hair, I can control you. Like this, right? So if I grab your hair, what's the first thing you do? Put both hands down. Yeah, or one hand, press my hand to your head. You can do both hands on one hand, press it to your head. Now you can put your head, step back or do something and hit me. So I have no control of your neck now. But if I have your hair, I can control you like a rag doll. So as soon as somebody grabs your hair, one hand or two hand, press down to make it all one unit. So I grab, press, step back, and you can hit me. Boom. Same thing with the finger to the throat. Yep, and turn away. Let's just try that one very slowly. Or a hair grab. We're gonna do one more back hair grab later. This is the front hair grab.
Yeah, so we're gonna take a group picture, and feel free if you don't want to take a picture, no worries. We just want to make sure everyone's comfortable, and so we're gonna take a picture to celebrate. Yeah, get your hair, do what you gotta do. Check yourself out. But yeah, we're gonna take a group picture. We're gonna wrap it up, and then we're gonna see y'all tomorrow morning, and we're gonna pick up where we left off, but we're gonna get into some more.
So what we could do tomorrow, I tried to gear it mostly towards self-defense, but tomorrow we can work on some attacking stuff too.
Oh, shoot, you hear that? You hear that?
Okay. All right.
So
Okay, who's good at setting? The more you do something, you create what's in your brain called a convolution. It's like a groove in a record. The more you do something, the more pronounced that wrinkle in your brain or convolution is. So there's a saying, if you're smooth brain and you're not too smart, you want to have a wrinkled brain. Because since your brain can't expand outside of the skull, it expands within itself by folding and creating different layers, convolutions. Kind of boring subject, but a good example is, I want to express the reason for doing it. There's this screw here, right? If I try to touch this screw 10 times fast, I may miss it. But if I do it 10 times slowly, I can do it every time. And that creates a neurological pathway to make you be in the right position. So that's what this form does. This form tells you where your arm should be in relationship to your center. Okay? So it's really important. A lot of people overlook it because it's not dynamic. It's not like, some fancy kung fu style. It's really boring, but it's really important. So I'm going to run through the form. I'm going to need, can I borrow you? So I want you to run through Silvertown. You know what? I'm usually filming. We got an advanced student here from Colorado. He's almost a senior. So I'm going to use him as an example. Can you start the form for us, please? You ready to film? Sorry to interrupt you, Phil.
Oh, you're fine.
Okay, so let's see you. First of all, you want to start with your feet in a 45-degree angle. Close your eyes for a second. When I move him, he's got a good base. Put your feet together. You feel a little wobbly. So you want to start out with a 45-degree angle so you have a wider base. Okay? You bring your arms up. Squeeze. Okay, he's doing a pull back. Now while you're doing that, you want to keep your fists 2 fingers off your body. And the reason for that is Wing Chun trains you to do 2 things at the same time. Different movements, right? So if I'm doing a form and I'm resting my fist here, I'm not using the right hemisphere of my brain. So the left side of your brain controls the right side of your body. A lot of people can't do this, right? Pat their head, rub their stomach, and vice versa. So while I'm doing the form, I'm using this hand, it's obvious. I'm using the left side of my brain. But what about the right side? So by forcing myself to think, to keep this fist 2 fingers away from my body, it makes me use the opposite side of my brain. So that's really important. If you look at YouTube videos, you'll see Wing Chun masters with their fist just resting here. That means they didn't really get the concept. Okay? So imitate him what he's doing. Any senior people want to go around and help him? You want to go and help people? Thank you. Okay, open up the forest. So this dance is called Yi Chi Kim Yong Ma. In Cantonese it means 2 fingers clapping the goat. So if he had a basketball between his knees, he should be able to hold it so it won't fall down. So you want to pinch with your knees in and sit down. Keep your fists back. Okay? Now, some Kung Fu styles have what they call a low chamber. Like you see them do forms like this, and they'll have their hands down. So watch my chest. I can use my chest if my fists are low, and that's improper breathing. Babies breathe normally. Then when you get older, you forget how to breathe. Most people, you tell them to take a deep breath and do this. But you want to breathe from your diaphragm, not just from your lungs. So we keep a high chamber, like just up high like this, which forces me to use the diaphragm. That muscle. So you want to fill your lungs up from the bottom all the way up. So there's a health aspect of standing like this. Okay, it's really important. Okay, continue. Now this isn't a block. This just defines our central line. So I have an imaginary line here, and an imaginary line here. My fingertips trace the line here, and I go up, my little finger traces the line. So that's my border. My fingertips are even here. That means I can punch at the same target here, here, and here without moving my body. But if I turn too much, this hand is shorter. So in order for me to hit a target, I have to telegraph my move. We want to be able to hit someone without telegraphing, okay? So that's what this is. This isn't a block. This is just all theoretical, conceptual. Okay, so next section. Just gonna punch. Now, we don't punch like the average fighter with a horizontal fist. We punch with a vertical fist. It's really diagonal. If you look at my arms are really bold. But if you can see, all that space in there, so relax for a second. So, just a minute for you. Because facing like this. Okay. If I punch this way, he's right here. Watch what happens when I bring my elbow down. See? Wow. So in our system, we don't do blocks because blocks imply force. So we're more like fencing. So we parry. So if he threw a straight punch at me, see? I just parried his arm. I don't need strength to do it. His arm is very big. So that's why we punch like this, because this is what's going to parry your opponent's attack. So next one. After the punch? Yeah, just the punch, yeah. The punch, and he's going to circle around. We'll explain that later. We did some of this the other day, I thought. Punch, circle around, and pull back. Okay, so now let's take a break for a second from this. I want you to get a partner, and I want them to punch slowly at your head. And I want you to step to the side. Just slide it over their arm. Don't use your partner. Okay? So once again, the partner punch, I touch, I slide it over his arm. If you do it, so that means if the person's really big and I try to do a hard block like a right, I can hurt myself. But if he punches at me and I do this, it doesn't matter how big you are. Wing Chun is more intellectual fighting than group fighting, okay? So get a partner, let's try that. Form. They call it Sambai Fat, 3 times praying to Buddha, because it's like when the Buddhist monks, when they do like this, except they do it with one hand. So this is your guard. It's called a Wu Sao or Sambai Fat in Chinese. So guarding hand. So whenever I do something, I'm going to bring this up to protect my face. I want this joint of my thumb parallel to the tip of my nose. So when you're doing that punch, make sure you cover your hand. So for a second. So he throws his left punch at me, and I step off line. He's helping me out here. In the streets, nobody's going to hold their arm up like that. They're going to pull the arm back and throw the other punch. My hands are in there, protected. So if he did 2 punches at me, I'm going, see? Wing Chun's efficient. That's what made Bruce Lee so famous. When he brought this to America, nobody had never seen anything like this. And then when they found out it was invented by a woman, everybody was really shocked. Okay, you punch, pull back, pull back. So you punch his hand and pull back, what we done. See? No, but throw the other way. Okay. My bad, I should say that. See? So when you're throwing 2 punches, make sure you keep that guarding hand up. The woo sound. Keep your woo up. That's a Wing Chun thing. So Wing Chun jumps. Like if you go on a trip, keep your woo up, keep your guard up. Be careful. So you gotta learn those little slides. So keep your woo up. The next part. Oh, let me explain this. Okay, please leave this way a little bit. Okay. The reason I studied Cantonese in college is because back in the 70s, a lot of the Sifus there were from Hong Kong. They spoke Toisanese or Cantonese. And they thought Americans weren't smart enough to get the Kung Fu because of the language. You know what? You know. Oh, yeah. He's a famous martial artist himself, Sifu Kisu. So I learned the Cantonese so they couldn't think, talk around me. They could show the Chinese students things they would show the Western people. So anyway, so Tan means to spread or disperse. So get into it like that. So say I'm a small person and a guy is like 300 pounds, 6'4", and he throws a punch at me, and I try to block hard, no amount of Kung Fu is going to save me, okay? Because I'm using force against force. So this movement's called a Tan. Watch this thing for a second. I spread like spreading peanut butter. See, I spread along his limb. If I try to hit it straight on, the stronger person's going to hurt. So say he throws that round punch at my head, I do this. See, that way I don't cause trauma to my arm. Remember, Wing Chun was a small lady, and she was beating big men in competition. So, see, spreading, dispersing. So he's going to throw that round punch at me. I'm going to do this again. So maybe your partner can hold their hand up like that. So you have a target to hit. Right? So now, in the form, we stand square. So that Tan is going to be in my center, this position. If you hear me say Sao, that means hand in Cantonese. I think Mandarin is short, but I don't speak Mandarin. Sao is hand. Tan means to disperse. Tan Sao, dispersing it. Okay? So now it's in my center line, right? But we don't fight square up, we fight at an angle. But my hand is still in my center line. See, I haven't changed it. Now I'm punching on my center line. So, does everybody stand like this? Everybody have that. Remember, your center line is a constant. So that piece between in your pectoral muscles, that's your center line. So wherever I go, that's a constant, that doesn't change. So I want you to stand, everybody point their feet towards the corner of the room and point their center line towards the corner of that room. So you're in a square now, but your guard is going to be in the middle of the square. So from this perspective, I'm going to be facing out that way, but my guard's here. So I'm a bad guy. So I'd be here, you want your guard here, but you want your center facing away. No, your guard stays here.
Oh, okay.
See, we don't want to fight square, because if we fight square, I got all this to work with. Plus, and what do you see with most street fights? Guys talking, yeah, they go, boom. But if you stand at an angle, you got a better chance. See, there you go, okay? We don't fight square on. So you face your center away from your opponent. So now, since you guys are like that, I want you to step to the right and turn to the left and do this. And spread out. Okay? So going back to what I was saying about like a keyboard, whether you're doing typing, you put your hands on the home keys. In the form, we practice going along the center. So the thing is, when humans turn, this hand sometimes swings out. It's easy to stand square and push straight out. But when you turn, you will lose it. So what happens is some people will do this. Now look, see, I'm not in the center. Should have been in the center. So that's why practicing that form reinforces where your hand should be. So when a punch comes and I want to block, see, I'm in the center. Okay? So let's try that movement in the air a few times. And you guys help them up, please. So everybody, just watch me for a second. Stay where you are, just watch. Now, say a round punch comes at me, and I have my left guard out in front. If it comes to this side, if it comes to your left side, use your left hand. Watch. I do this. So I'm using my lead hand if the punch comes to this side. But what if the punch comes to that side? Then I would just step. Now, the difference is, Okay, so turns. In Wing Chun, this is my open side. This is my closed side. This is open. If I change this stance, now this is open and that's the closed side. So going back here, if it comes to my closed side, I have to turn my waist to face the point of contact. So we have a principle. To be strong, you want to face the point of contact. So that means, so his point of contact would be here. So when we say face it, you know me with your face, with your eyes, with your center. So now my body's behind this block. So if he pushes, he's pushing against my whole body. All the energy goes all the way down here to the ground. So you face the point of contact. So if I'm in this stance and he throws on this side of my body, I don't have to do much to face the point of contact. So you do that again, right? I don't have to do much. But if he throws to the outside, I have to turn to face the point of contact. Got it? So outside, I have to turn this, I have to turn to face the point of contact. I hope that got it.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't want to hold you for a while. So make sure that when you turn, you want to face the point of contact. So, let me come over here, sir. So, point of contact is there. Because remember, a fight is chaos. You know, so if the person is punching here, I face my point of contact. Right? If they punch here, I turn my center to face the point of contact. If they throw a deep punch like towards my ear, I turn my body to face the point of contact. Okay? You want your body behind the block. Now we have some blocks that don't go on the center line. I'll argue for a second. For instance, he throws a round punch at me. I can do it due south. This, my body's not behind this. But when I do this, I can't stay there. Because when he pushes through, I have to let go. Right? So those aren't structurally strong. But sometimes you can't turn in the center. The person's coming at you too fast, they catch you off guard. So you have to sometimes block on your central line. But ideally, if you block on your center line, center versus center line, you can block and strike at the same time, right? Central line, you can't, because I can't reach it. I have to do a secondary move to get to it. So ideally, blocking on the center line worked pretty good in the old days when Kung Fu masters fought stylized. They did stuff like this. But modern day fighters moving around, some of this stuff in this system is based on the fighting styles of the old days. We have to kind of upgrade it. Yes, sir?
Sifu, would you mind talking about inside versus outside with that technique? Like right now you're on the inside, and if you were to come outside the arm?
Well, this particular time, I'm showing for the inside of the arm. I can do count on the outside, combined with something else like this. You know?
You guys see the difference inside and outside? Inside he's open for the next hand. Outside he's completely closed off. He's completely controlling the opponent.
Okay, so we got that ton and turn. So when you do it, make sure you're facing the point of contact. Do it a few more times, we're going to go to something else. A few more times. And the pocket straight. So now, face me. So what he's doing is he's imagining I punch, he pops or slaps, and when I pull back, he strikes me. See? So, see, he follows me here. Okay. So now, if you're doing it in the classroom, you're going to keep that hand up to guard your face. So your partner's going to punch, pull back, and this hand's going to come up and do a wusa. Keep your wu up. Okay, good. Right. See what he's doing? Okay. So basically, everybody's there. All right. Side stance. Okay. You're gonna step, slap the hand, then step in. Okay. Then go back to the side stance. Step to the right, slap the hand, step in, all step forward. Let's do that a few times. Okay. We'll have people help you.
Okay?
Okay, so basically, this is what this is for. See that punch? So in slow motion, I punch, he knocks my hand away. Wait, just leave it there, let's analyze it. So I'm punching, right? And you knock my hand away. Just like you would slap a fly, something coming towards you. Don't push it down, push it to the side. This is called a pop sao, slapping hand. So I'll say the name, this is slapping hand. So I punch it and he slaps my hand away. Right? Right? And then one time, he times me, and when he slaps my hand away, as soon as I pull it back, he follows it in. Bam! And hits me. Yeah. So move around. Don't stand there because that punch is coming.
Oh,
so move to the side.
Okay.
So let's analyze this. I punch, you move to the side. Well, we'll step over to the side when you slap my hand away. Now stay right there. Just stay right there. You move to the side. Now look. Let's stay there. Okay. You stay there. Step in. Go to the side. Stay right there. Don't move. He was in front of me. So if I was really fast, this could have been a fake, and I would have popped him, right? But look what he did. He moved to the side. So now I have to do this, and I've opened up my center, giving this nice present. That's why you want to step to the side. I mean, I'm a little guy. I'm going to stand toe to toe with a big guy. I'm not going to do that. Okay? So he's moved to the side. So let's do it again. Let's just work on that part where I punch, move to the side, slap, slap. Okay. Yeah, don't hold it there. Slap to the steamer. Yeah. There you go. And then when you think you got the timing, follow it in. Yeah, there you go. Okay. Let's call it point pop. Slap, it's pushing slap. So we also have this one, a slap, a down slap. Now this can be used two ways. Get into a fight sense. Say he punches at me, and I block it there. So Wing Chun is known for blocking and hitting at the same time. You can't do it all the time, but we try to do that. Most martial arts, do one hand separate. Boxing, one hand, karate, one hand, one hand. We do two. You punch, see? Okay. So I can use this as a defense. He punches at me, I move away and hit. Or if he's standing there, I just want to attack him. I can do that too. Okay? But we're going to do it from a self-defense perspective. So instead of doing the side neutral stance, I want everybody to get into a stand like this with your left foot in front and your left foot back. Okay? So you can stand like this, you can have closed fists, it doesn't matter. Okay? So, face me. So when I punch, he's going to step there, he's going to step to it, to the left, slap my hand down and hit me. So watch, do it. See? We did. Practice that. Punch. Now stay right there. Him going to the side helps him in case I'm going to throw another punch. I should have done this before, right? I have to turn to hit him, right? But if he did that slap and didn't move, I may have had longer arms I can go on top. So that's how you move. So he's taking care of this hand by moving. Now he watches this hand, get away from the other hand. Because you're going to assume the person's going to do 1, 2. Okay? In classroom, sometimes we hold the arm out to help the student get a perspective. But nobody's going to hold the arm out for you in the street. Okay? So one more time, you do it. You did good, thank you, by the way. So step to the side, slap in there. Let's just do that one forward. The partner, okay, the center. You just do this. Rinse out. We actually leave the line for a little bit. It's called Lao Sao in Cantonese. It means like leaking, like water taking the path with least resistance. So if I punch at him, and he pops me at my wrist, I can make a circle to get around to hit him. Or I can make the circle to get around to slap him, right? So if he touches me here, leave your hand right there, I can circle around his hand. So I can circle about that big. But if he blocks me at my elbow, I have to make a big circle. And I look, all that target's open. So, stand up straight for a second. You control the person's balance by controlling their elbow. See? So, when you're doing that slapping hand, try to get close to the elbow as possible. Now for him to circle around, see? Made a big circle. But if I touch his wrist, see, he can circle really fast. So your goal is to get, you're not going to be perfect, especially in a fight situation where your blood levels, your blood pressure is high, you get tunnel vision, you lose fine motor skills. Get as close to the elbow as you can. Not up here. Close, wherever you get. Don't block at the wrist because your partner can slip around it. Okay? Punch at the same time. Simultaneous blocking and striking. We're the only martial art that emphasizes that. Other arts may have aspects of it, but we emphasize it. So, the basic drill is how to hit. But not thinking about this hand right now. I want you to do this. To hit multiple times. So when he punches, I go like that. But do it slowly. So I block and hit, check that arm, check that arm. That arm could be a threat. That's why I keep my hands on it. So there's a theory in our system. You touch one arm, watch the other arm. Because when this arm pulls back, I'm assuming that one's going to come. But we're not going to do that right now. Just do this basic 1, 2, 3. At least 3 punches. But you do more if you want to with your partner. Okay? To teach you how to block and punch at the same time. I'm not doing it for you. But that's the goal, to slap the mess out of their arm, to distract them from making them think, whoa, you know, I don't want to throw another punch maybe. But don't do it to your partner. But actually it's like, hard as you can slap their hands. Their arms.
I'll do for you hard.
Yes. It's patterned like after a dragonfly, how they fly through the air. Dart. So this is dart. So I step in to punch. Person goes the other hand. I step in, I block. It just goes straight over my center. So let's look at it from here. So I step into punch. Oh, no, sorry. I step into pot. I step into it. I step into pot. He throws his right hand, his left hand. Here's that. So again. So I'm going 1, 2. Okay, so I step in, 1, 2, nice and slow. I step in, hit, and I hit again. Okay, so I step in, hit. Now notice when he punches, I kind of move to the side, so he has to have a longer distance to hit me. Human eyes can perceive movement from a distance easier than close. Get it forward. Okay, so here. But if I stay in the middle and do that, my head's going to come quicker. So there's a train coming, I get off the track. Now it's going to chase me to hit me. I want to make him work, right? So I punch. Okay? So I'm stepping to the side and stepping to the side again. So your opponent's doing 1 straight punch and 1 circular punch to your head. That's where pop, dot. It's funny, in Spanish dot's here as well. Pop, dot, right? Or I can attack him, pop down, and he throws that other punch. Now, I'm in the middle, I'm in danger here. He can grab me. So there's a few things I can do. I bring this hand down, right? So when he punches, he's gonna pull it back. I can bring it down and hit. But what's more likely to happen? He's gonna pull this hand back and throw that punch, okay? So now, remember I said the stronger punches is when your body's behind it. So if I do a tansao this way, notice, see, my body's behind my block. So if he's pushing against my whole torso. But if I'm off, and this one, when I punch, my body's behind my block. When he throws that hand, my body's not behind my block. This is a weaker position. So this is also called a thrusting hand, or darting hand, a busao. So the busao I just showed you guys now, your wrist is in your center line. That other busao is on your central line. That line you define when you do this. So if I do one hand, I'm tracing an imaginary border. So my hand goes to that border. So he throws that punch. I'm on the inside. He throws the other punch. I do this. Okay? So it's going to be step in, punch, bu-da, bu-da. Pop, da, slap, hit, dart, and hit. So slap, hit, dart, hit, dart, hit. Okay? Let's try to the imaginary lower left-hand corner of my square. The square I'm standing in, I pull up that way. Just pull all these targets. Okay? Now, I'm doing it from an attacking mode. It could be a she attacks me too. I can still punch and then do this. This is called a lap sao. Lap means to grab. Remember Sao's hand? Lap sao, grabbing hand. I grab and control the limb and then hit. Okay? Let's try that. Scapula back, the shoulder blade. So it's one with the body. So keep your shoulder blade back. Now if I move him now, I move the whole unit. Let your shoulder blade go. Now the arm's independent. I can control them. So if your shoulder blade's back, your arm becomes one with the body. So in this instance where I attack and I do this grabbing hand to This is called grabbing hands. Turn his body. If he resists me and I can't move him, I want to hit here. I can't move him. Like I use his body to position me. So watch. So I give this example. Excuse me. I want to hit this side of the wall, right? I can't move the wall, so I can hit that side to expose the body here. I can use my body, use the wall rather, to move my body. You see? So even if the person is stronger than you, you're not going to be able to move them, but use their body to put you where you need to be. Okay? So when I do this, I'm not trying to just use my arm because resist me. I'm not going to be able to get it. But so I can just do this. I use his stationary body to get me where I want to be. That's what I want to be. Okay? So that's important to realize. For a smaller person, you don't need strength. Just position, structure, and angles. Okay? I want to hit him in the kidney. If I hit him in the side, he's a bodybuilder, it's not going to hurt. But you hit him in the kidneys. You know, in boxing, it's illegal to hit the kidneys. The boxing growing protecting cup also has a big part in the back to protect your kidneys. If you hit somebody in the kidneys in the boxing match, you get disqualified. Kidneys are very valuable, so I want to turn him so I can have a kidney. Oh, with a palm strike or a fist. So that's why if he won't let me get to the kidney, he's strong. Don't let me get there. I use his body and turn. Okay? All right. So, but be careful. In classroom, just hit to the side. Don't try to get to the kidney. That's what causes really bad damage. So if you think of a plow. A plow is some device that goes through the soil to till the soil so farmer can plant. So you don't go to the side. You know, a plow doesn't go to the side. Back in the old days, they had a beast of burden, like an ox or whatever, and it would pull the plow, so it's going in a straight line. So if I have a pole sticking out here, I'm going to trace alongside the pole in my center. But since we don't fight square, if I face to the side, I'm going to leave my hand right here. Watch, I didn't move my hand. It's in my center, right? But my opponent's out here. So in essence, I'm doing this. See? I'm blocking in my center line, striking on my central line. So watch. Central line, center line. Okay, so let's do it this way. So you step in and you throw a ground punch to my body. With this hand, yeah. See? I do this. My body's behind him. If he pushes, I can resist a little bit, and I can let it go. But if I block him like this, there's nothing behind. I'll just push, instead of pushing him to me, push through, watch. See, I can't stop it. There's nothing behind the block. So if I do this, there's nothing behind the block. Here, my body's behind it. So, I'm going to have you stand like this. Your partner's going to throw a punch to your body. You're going to step in. Just do that for now. And then once you get better at it, you're going to step and hit, and then take that hand around again. So the first one's going to be here, and here. I can also do this. He punches to my body with the left hand, and then he punches with his right hand to my body, right? And I do this. If he just keeps doing body punches, just step, see? Block. So right now, though, your partner's going to punch to your body, and do this. Now, in real life, he's going to be pushing through. So in classroom, he stops here for me. But in real life, he's going to push through. So I'm going to bring it down. Now, this is a little trick. I'm going to show you this now. When I do this, I bring his hand down so it goes past my body. Okay? At the wrist. So first, let's get this. Do this a few times, and then have your partner push through, and you take it around him. Okay? Stand stupid since it's new. So he's going to throw a round punch to my head. I'm going to do this. Even he throws another round punch with the other hand. I do this. He throws a low punch to my body. I do this. Right? And eventually he's going to do it random. But first, let's just do it where the person throws a round punch. You step, you stop. Just do this. Right? Let's just do yeah. You know what? A good drill? Let's do 2 high, 1 low. Okay, we're going to do the first one high, 1, 2, and next one low. Okay? 1, 2, next one low. Do that. Eventually, there's an exercise we call 4-corner blocking. So he's gonna stand there. So since he's more advanced, he can stay in the front stand. Watch. Watch. See? See? That's how it's gonna be eventually, right? That way he learns how to block his punch at the same time. If I do a straight punch, see? Or he blocks it, whatever, right? Good.